So welcome, and can you introduce yourself?
I certainly can. Hello, Bobby. I'm Naylor Ballesteros, and this is the book that I wrote and illustrated, which is called The Suitcase. It's the story of this strange animal that arrives out of nowhere, dragging this big suitcase with him. He confronts these three animals that are a bit of a gang, and they all want to know, of course, what's in the suitcase. He starts to tell them, and they don't really believe him, and they have to decide what to do when they find out what's in the case.
Ooh, thank you. That sounds really exciting. So, Chris, how have you found being creative during the lockdown process?
I actually found it quite difficult at first. I have a project that I'm working on, and I was really supposed to get into that when the lockdown started. And yeah, the first few weeks, obviously there were the practical things. The children were at home, so there was, looking after them a little bit. But also, yeah, psychologically it was weird. It just, everything felt a little bit strange, and it did slow me down at first. And then I realized I just got to get on, and do the work that I needed to do and just get on with it. And things then, I guess you get used to it. Like most things, you get used to a new situation, and it kind of, yeah. But it was strange at first, quite difficult.
Thank you. So, how did you decide to get into picture writing in the first place?
I think I was probably a late starter because I only really got into picture books when I had children myself. So I was probably nearly 40 years old, and I started buying books for my children, reading them to them, and I just loved these books. I really, really did. But I'd already worked a little bit in graphic design and a tiny bit of illustration, and I did actually go to art college quite briefly for about a year, 22 years ago in Bradford. And it was reading these books to my children, and I thought, this is just a beautiful medium for text and picture and layout, and I just absolutely loved it. A lot of the books I loved even more than my children did, and so I decided to just have a go. The first book I made was really just for me and my children. I didn't really think about publishing or a career. It was just something to do because I just felt the need to, express myself in that way.
Oh, well, thank you. Do you have a question for us then?
I do. Okay, so the question is obviously about this story that's in the suitcase. The question is one question with two answers. So I want to know, this animal, he starts to describe what's in his case. And I want to know what he claims. What is the smallest thing he claims is in his suitcase? And what is the biggest thing that he claims is in the suitcase? So it's a one question with two answers.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thanks, Bobby. You're welcome. It was a really lovely chat to you.